overnight egg bake. It can be your breakfast. It can be your brunch. And yes, even dinner. Look how delicious it is. And you have to make it a day before, so it's quite easy for the day that you are trying to serve this. Isn't it great? Now, welcome to this Cooking with Love channel. And here we have our ingredients that they are so delicious just to look at like this, aren't they? And let's cook. You can utilize your ham leftovers, or you can make it with some Polish sausage, kielbasa. So it's really up to you. The ingredients are very simple. Most likely you have them already, and you can make it also in the way that you would like to have it, just like I always suggested. There is some cheese in here too to make it nice and cheesy. Yes, so if you have some ham, this is a perfect way to use up that leftover of your ham and make it to something totally different if you had enough of that ham already. And we are starting with some onion and pepper and mushrooms first. You want to just use up a little bit of white onion maybe, or yellow onion, like 1/4 cup, because also we are using scallions as well. So here you have it. We need to chop up about 1/4 cup of white onion, 1/4 cup of red bell pepper, and about 4, 5, 6 mushrooms, or just totally skip it if you don't care for those. I do. I like mushrooms in my recipes. You probably can tell that. So here we have it. They are about the same size, just chopped up. And also about 1/4 cup of sliced green onions. And we are not using those right away, so set those aside. First, we're gonna have a couple tablespoons of butter that we are putting to a preheated on a medium-high frying pan. And once our butter is melted, you can also use olive oil as well. We will be adding our ingredients. First, like I said, we are using the pepper, the white onion, or again yellow onion, and we are adding our mushrooms, and we'll let those cook up a little bit, sauteed for a couple of minutes. And while that's cooking, and of course you want to stir it once in a while too, while that's cooking, we will work on our dish that we are baking it in. I used here 9x9 baking dish. If you want to double that recipe, it's very easy. You will need a 9x13 inch dish, some kind of casserole, just enough depth it's required too, because it needs to be about that 2 to 3 inches. And on the bottom of that sprayed dish, we are adding half of our cheese. You need 3 cups of shredded Monterey Jack cheese blend, and we are putting on the bottom just a half. Again, I'm stressing it out. You are using just a half of that cheese right now. And once the cheese is laid out, we are going back and now working a little bit more, because now to all these ingredients that they have been sauteing, we are adding our scallions, the green onions, and we'll let those cook for a couple of minutes too. And once everything is cooked, you just want to set it aside and let it cool off slightly. So yeah, just stir it a little bit around while you're working on things too. Don't forget that. And they don't have to be completely brown, because they will be cooking some more. You just want to have them a little bit sauteed. And on the meantime, when things are cooling off, we are going back to our ham or kielbasa, or I used here both. So here you have it, about 8 ounces of some kind of ham or kielbasa, or a little bit more, depends how much of meat you would like to have it. Again, it is very easy to double that recipe. You want to cut up everything on bite-sized pieces, and we are spreading them on the layer of the cheese. So when our other ingredients had a chance slightly cool off, we will be adding our onion, mushroom, and pepper mixture on the top. We are building our layers here. Okay, and then on top of that, we will add our remaining cheese. If you want to go a little bit heavier, go for it too. And once the cheese is done, we will be working on something else that has a lot of flavor here that I know you saw it on the beginning in our ingredients. We are working with 4 eggs. So if you double this recipe, you would be using 8 eggs. And you can use a blender, but I just whisked it because it doesn't have to be heavily beaten, those eggs, just lightly. And when they are lightly beaten, you will be adding about a 1/4 cup of unbleached flour here, and just slowly stir that in so you don't come up with lumps. Okay? Once that mixed in, we'll be adding about 7 ounces of milk, just slightly under a cup. And if you have it, I would recommend a little bit of fresh parsley too. It just adds a little bit more flavor too, about a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons of parsley, and mix it all together. And all those ingredients we will be pouring into the baking dish that we have all those goodies already in. And just kind of go around the dish and pour it in. Yep. It looks good, doesn't it? The potential, ouch. So once all together finally, we need to cover this dish and put it in the refrigerator for at least 8 hours, or like, again, you can prepare it the day before. And again, this is always great for our holidays. I mean, I cook it all the time, but for like a Christmas morning or Easter morning when the bunny's coming over, it's just so easy to throw that in because it's already prepared. And we are putting it in the oven for approximately an hour. If you are cooking half of that recipe, 50 minutes should do it. Check it a little bit earlier. We are cooking in the oven that is preheated to 350 or 175 Celsius. And if you are cooking double recipe, then you need to cook that about 55 to 65 minutes. Again, just check it. You see, this is about halfway through. Nice bubbling going on. And once it's nice brown looking, it is ready to serve. Just let it stand approximately for 10 minutes. That's gonna be a long 10 minutes because it smells delicious, and I know everybody will be ready for it by then. And again, that recipe, it is great for all sorts of occasions. If you have company over or somebody visiting, again, you can prepare it the day before. It's really very easy recipe to make it, and the combination, it's totally delicious. Just wait when you try it. But wait, we are not done. There is something a little bit extra that just does the trick too. It is a topping that you are serving this with, and all it takes is just for a half of this recipe, because this is really a half recipe, you will need 1 large tomato, 1 garlic clove, a small one, a little salt, and fresh basil. About a tablespoon of olive oil will do the trick too. So you just want to combine all those ingredients, and it is just adding so much flavor to all that eggs and ham and kielbasa, and don't skip that. It is wonderful, and it's a fresh ingredient, and it's always nice to have something fresh to eat with your meal as well. So you see, it is coming out of the dish very easy. It doesn't stick on you, and the presentation is wonderful, and the taste is incredible. It has been a staple of our holidays, and again, I cooked it not only for holidays, but it was nice to wake up in the morning and have something already that easy to prepare, because you just had to finish up the tomato, because all your meal was already there. So while this was cooking in the oven, I was able to spend the time with the family, and breakfast was served. Again, you can even make this for dinner or lunch, brunch, and everybody loves it. Just look at all this flavor on your plate. It has been a staple, like I said, in our home. My kids, they know this recipe, and my husband till today loves it. So I know you will make that. Let me know, and I hope it will become part of your kitchen as well. Let me know what you think, and let me know about your ingredients if you changed anything. And guess what? You can never mess it up. This is one of those recipes that always comes out delicious. So I know you will enjoy it. I know you will try it. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.